With a pop-up in New York City, this London brand is trying to make its mark on the Big Apple in a big way. This burger and fry concept is taking on the meat industry with its double-stacked burgers, called the Neat Burgers, ironically, and testing out things like vegan hot dogs for picky New Yorkers. Learn more about this brand from Zach Bishti, co-founder and CEO of Neat Burger. The NRN Plant-Based Showdown is brought to you by Beyond Meat. Delicious, plant-based, no GMOs. Beyond Meat.
Neat was founded on the principle of really making sustainable food accessible. We were all, me and my co-founders, were all at different places of trying to phase out red meat or cut out meat completely. And for us, we felt like we could do a great job at doing it. And once we saw some of the products that were available and how the space was shaping, it felt like the perfect time to launch. And for us, Neat really represents the big idea for us, which, to underline it, was to make sustainable eating accessible to everyone. Yeah, for us, we really, like I said, we love to listen to the consumer. I think that's always been at the heart of our brand. And in terms of the US, New York has been the place that we chose. For us, it's a capital city of the world. It's kind of a stage for the world. And like I said, it's a foodie place. So for us, I think our first big step is to launch our flagship in Soho this year. We're aiming to open Q4. And we really want to take our time, get it right, and then we'll start scaling up and ramping up. We've got big ambitions, aggressive plans, but thoughtful ones. For us, we put food on the pedestal, beyond everything. The environmental message is important. Sustainability and how we approach thoughtfulness is important, but it would not matter if the product wasn't great. So we've got a killer team. They spend loads of time on the sauces. We picked the bun perfectly because we wanted to have a great burger, is the truth. And I think that's what it takes to win over mass market. I think when you look at consumers, particularly meat eaters that are trying to phase out meat, ultimately you want to deliver on a great product. And for us, that starts off with having the right burger, which is why New York's so important for us. We want to go to the burger of the world. In terms of restaurants, I think what you've seen as a trend is that I think over the last 24 months, all large fast casual brands and restaurants have been increasing the footprint of plant-based. I think there's definitely been a demand for it. In terms of consumer messaging now, I think what we're hearing is that people they're keen to go plant-based, but they're seeking out healthier, cleaner ingredients. Nobody wants to compromise on that. And people really want to make sure that they're not necessarily eating processed. So I think over the next 36 to 48 months, you're going to see a big push in manufacturers and restaurants really trying to have the cleanest, clearest product. And I think a lot of that comes down to demystifying ingredients lists. I think it's a new, exciting thing. And I think once you start breaking down some of the ingredients, it becomes a lot easier to get people on board. I think, as with anything, with the unknown, people ask questions. As soon as you start providing all that information and make that information accessible, people are on board. It's super difficult. I think with anything, it happens first very slowly, then all at once. As I said, all the big chains are putting plant-based options, whether it was a McDonald's or a KFC, they've all sought to have their version of what a plant-based burger is. And for me, I think it's super healthy for the space. It incentivizes consumers, gets plant-based products on their radar. B, it helps bring investment and infrastructure into the space. It makes everyone up their game and it makes every product better. So ultimately, I think it just takes time, as with anything. And the crazy thing is, I mean, I've only really been in the space for a fraction of the time it's been going on. And from my perspective, I see such nuanced improvements, such rapid innovation, and they just keep getting better. The team sends products, manufacturers send ingredients, and they're killing it. I think the disparity in the gap in the difference between animal protein counterparts is narrowing. And I think it's going to get easier and easier to win people over every year. So I think it just takes time. And with that, the education will come in terms of what the ingredients are made of. Yeah,